Hi, this is Veronica with Night Stitch, and I have a floss tube update today. So it is Thursday, May 21st, 2026, and I have a floss tube update. So this is Monopoly. Captain America collected rent from Buzz, and this is a pattern out of this Cross Stitch Crazy magazine. And it's these cupcakes, and I'm making them all into one pattern. So I just picked one and started. I started with this one, and I put that one in the middle. I'm using DMS fabric from Fiberlicious. It's 32 count Lugana. And that's what I have right now. It's really colorful. That got 50 stitches. And that particular cupcake was 35 high by 33 wide. This one is Chicago. This is by Povitrulia. It's a kit. And she sells on Amazon. I'm not using the kit fabric. I'm using Willow Ash by Fiberlicious. It's 32 count Lugana. The fabric was just Ada. This color Ada. You get 16 count. I worked on this as a just for fun thing. I spun my wheel for 200 stitches, and I worked on the bottom part, and I worked my way across the bottom there. So this is 104 high by 89 wide. It is, I put 200 stitches in it, so now it has 2,494 stitches in it. This one is US Travel Shelf by Amy Stewart. It's on Heaven and Earth Designs. I'm using apple green Lugana 25 count. This was also a random just for fun project, so I spun the wheel and I got 300 stitches. And I worked right here. This is 530 high by 750 wide. It has 397,500 stitches total. I put in 300 stitches, so now it has 2,564 stitches in it. It's at 0.65% and it has 394,936 stitches left. This is my Englishman gnome from Cute Broidery on Etsy. I'm using Sunkissed Apricot by Fiberlicious. It's 32 count Lugana. I worked more on the phone booth and backstitched the phone booth. This is 106 high by 97 wide. I put in 368 stitches, so now it has 2,369 stitches total. This next one is Rosie the Riveter. I'm working on this for Mylestonn Manor. This is by Mystic Stitch. I'm using Sea Flame by Fiberlicious. It's 36 count Edinburgh. And I worked on her wrist, so finished off kind of under her thumb there and then started working on her wrist. So this is 266 high by 200 wide. It has 53,200 stitches in it. I put in 659 stitches, so now it has 5,478 stitches in it. It's at 10.30% and it has 47,722 stitches left. So I met the milestone of 10% before I met the assigned stitch count. So I won't get to move to another room, but I will be taking the win for damaging the WIP by 1 point. So we're gonna fill that out today. This one is a Monopoly project. This is this magazine and it's this pattern right here. It's called Christmas Morning. I'm using I Lilac You a Lot by Fiberlicious. It's 32 count Lugana. So Buzz had to pay rent to Captain America, so this got 100 stitches assigned to it, and I added more of the red, filling in some of the holes that were there. This is 66 high by 51 wide. I put in 100 stitches, so now it has 659 stitches in it. This one is out of the Just Cross Stitch. Not Just Cross Stitch, it's Cross Stitch Crazy. And that's the black work hot air balloons here in the crease. Last week Batman got out of jail, so he technically landed on the just visiting spot, and this is his special project. So I didn't show it to you because I forgot to do that, but I worked on it for 50 stitches, so I added more of the pink and the balloon at the bottom. So this is 78 high by 31 wide. I put in 50 stitches, so now it has 1023 stitches in it. This is WIPGO. This is Fall Sweet Fall by the Calico Confectionery. I'm using Elpis. That's 32 count Lugana by Fiberlicious. And I did more frogging in the grass because it was still off. And then I stitched more in the grass. And I added like some of the pumpkin too down here. I was trying to decide if I had added more under the tree or not, but that doesn't matter. So I have, this is 75 high by 86 wide, and I put in 100 stitches, so now it has 1,385 stitches in it. I'm only 10% done with the WIPGO goal, so this week I need to focus on getting the WIPGO stuff done, because I have 900 stitches left to do before the end of May. This next one is also WIPGO. This is my second WIPGO project. This is In the Moment by Daphne Brissonette. And I worked up here. So I'm using Daydream by Fiberlicious. It's 28 count Lugana. And I added more at the top. You can start to see the letter E coming out. I didn't stitch the E, but I stitched things around the E. And then I filled in more of the light blue. So this is 224 high by 112 wide. I put in 200 stitches. So now it has 2,543 stitches in it. It's only at 20% done of the WIPGO goal, and I have 800 stitches left, so I need to focus on WIPGO. Alright, this is the Doreen Jones Advent Calendars that I've been working on. Using, this is my Jam by Fiberlicious. It's 28 count Opal Lugana. This was Monopoly. So Captain America landed in jail last time. Batman got out of jail, but he had to pay a fine, and Obi-Wan was still stuck in jail. So this project got a lot of stitches assigned to it. And by a lot, I mean 200. So not that much, but for my Monopoly, it was a lot because I only do 50 at a time. So This is 44 high by 25 wide. I worked on the inside of the cup for number 16, and I put in 200 stitches, so now it has 650 stitches in it. And I substituted the fill in for the cup because I ran out of 3761, and so I filled it in with like a DMC variegated light blue. This one is Mylestonn Manor. This is Captain America holding the flag. I am using Thundercloud by Fiberlicious. It's 32 count Lugana. I did not get the stitching done for this, so I'll keep it out another week. But I added more of his face. I filled in the entire left side of his face, and then I started going down from the top right, so where his hair is, I started filling that in more because I had left a bunch of empty spaces there, and yeah, I like how it looks. So this is 326 high by 250 wide. It has 81,500 stitches in it total. I put in 300 stitches, so now it has 3,021 stitches in it. It's at 3.71%, and it has 78,479 stitches left. For Mylestonn, I needed 920 stitches, which was the dice roll. So far, this round, I've put in 600 stitches, so it needs 320 stitches to complete the Mylestonn roll. This is the WIP of the week. His cross is by Janlin. It's a kit, but I didn't use the kit fabric as I do. I use the kit Floss. I'm using Naiad. It's by Under the Sea Fabrics, and it's 32 count Lugana. I spun my stitch count wheel, which only gave me 100, so I filled in the border here. I had a bunch of parked threads. I worked those in. So this is 128 high by 120 wide. I put in 100 stitches, so now it has 1,850 stitches in it. Alright, this is the Mylestonn Manor sheet. I am going to learn how to talk. I'm gonna do the experience points because I hit 10% on Rosie the Riveter, so that gives me experience points. So +1 there, and we'll say 10% Rosie. And here I have the Mylestonn Manor hit point sheet for the WIPs. So Rosie the Riveter is here with 8 hit points to start. I hit the 10%, so I'm going to fill that in. Alright, that's filled in. I'm going to leave that at 8. I have it marked in my computer as to the lower hit point count, so that I don't have to like try to scribble it out and white it out and stuff like that. So okay, that was Mylestonn Manor. So if you are up to date with my channel, you saw that I posted a floss tube extra yesterday, announcing that I am going to be starting the Great British Baking Show cross-stitch game, which was made by Jessie Marie, and I decided that I would start playing that because I have been doing the same plans for a few months now. I don't know how many exactly, but I thought that I wanted to work on a little bit more of my WIPs. So the way that I've been doing WIP of the week is I've been not putting the same ones back in the shaker. So if I pull it out, it's not going to get worked on again until the whole round of WIPs in the shaker has been pulled. So because of that, and because I wanted to work on some of my other WIPs, I decided to throw them into the baking show game. So I explained how I picked the players and matched projects, and I explained how I'm going to be working the game in that video. So if you want to watch that, because I'm not going to explain it again here. So it's just the Floss Tube Extra, like 24, I think. And it has like a thumbnail of like a cake, so you can't miss you won't miss the video if you're trying to find it on my channel. So I ended up watching Collection 5, Episode 1 this morning, and I made some notes. And I'm not going to tell you what happened to each of the contestants, but I will tell you which projects got pulled. And I will be using the contestants' names, but I'm not going to say what happened to them, so there won't be any spoilers. So on my board today, it is the Great British Baking Show. So I have projects that I've pulled for these people, and these are the stitch counts. So I will, I don't have the projects with me right now, so I need to pause and go get them, and I'll come right back. Okay, so this is the board. This is the contestants. This is their assigned stitch count, and this is the project. So first we have James. For James, I picked Portrait of Veronica. I realized yesterday in my Floss Tube Extra, I said Project of Veronica, which was kind of funny. So this is Portrait of Veronica by Mirabilia. I'm using Monster Mash by Picture This Plus. It's 32 count Lugana. And I had asked last week if anyone had any suggestions for how to maybe make me feel like this project wasn't just stuck in the same spot. And I had some ideas, and Tina gave me an idea as well, which kind of matched one of the ones I suggested, and I think I'm going to do that. She suggested moving around the pattern more, so I think that is my problem. So I think what I'm going to try to do very carefully, because I'm terrible at counting, is to kind of outline where Veronica's dress is. And I think that'll help me feel like I've done something on this pattern. So this will get 120 stitches. Right, next we have Julia, and Julia's project is Courage. Courage is my pattern I designed. I'm selling it on my Etsy shop, Patriotic Stitcher. I am using Cafe Misto by Fiberlicious. It's 28 count Lugana, 28 count Opal Lugana. I'm almost done with this. I'm not sure if 160 stitches, which is the assigned count, is going to finish it or not. If it does, I'll pull something else and show you that next week. Right, the board says the next person is Sophie, and Sophie's project is Targaryen, which is House Targaryen. I am using Amazing Grays by Fiberlicious. It's 32 count Lugana. And this project will get 90 stitches. Alright, next is Peter. Peter's project is Vanity. So this is technically Mini Vanity by Marta Dalig. It is on Heaven and Earth Designs. This will be a restart. I'm using Under the Sea fabrics. This is Goldenrod. It's 25 count Lugana. And I'm restarting because I didn't like the fabric I was using before, which was just plain white Lugana. I like colorful fabrics, so I think this will make me enjoy the project more. That will get 200 stitches. Next person is Chris. Chris has the Neil project, which is the Englishman gnome that I named Neil. I already showed you that, so that will get 120 stitches. Next person is Kate. She has the Chicago project, which I already showed you, and that will get 140 stitches. And lastly, we have Stephen, who has Visit London. This is a kit by Mylestonn. And per usual, I'm using my own fabric. This is Rose Taupe by Fiberlicious. It's 32 count Lugana. And the pattern is like 5 by 7, so it'll fit on half of this. I just didn't cut it down. That'll get 160 stitches. Alright, that's all for the bake off. Alright, I have 2 more things to show you. One is WIP of the week, or actually 3, because I have to put the Monopoly clip. So I'll put the Monopoly clip and the WIP of the week. I'll show you those. But before I do that, I'm going to show you a new fabric that I am going to use for the Frosted Pumpkin Stitch Along. Because of course I signed up for it. Because I really like Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery's patterns. They are very, very cute and I love them. So I am going to be using November Rain. It is 32 count Lugana. And I think it starts on June 4th. So I picked this fabric for it. I marked off where I'm going to be starting. I think I'm technically using this side, but they said it was going to look like a vintage circus poster because it's circus themed. So I thought this kind of looked a little bit like a weathered poster. And you know me, I don't really do beige fabrics that often, so this was perfect. Alright, so now the clips are gonna go in. So everyone is in jail except for Buzz. And Captain America rolled 11, so he did not get out of jail. Obi-Wan got 3. Okay, Buzz rolled 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He got a Jedi card. And it says, medical droid takes care of your injuries. Pay 50 stitches. Alright, and I remember Batman's actually on Just Visiting because he got out last week. He got 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He landed on the same thing Buzz did. Repair battle damage on all of your settled planets. So he doesn't have any houses or anything, but I think I'll take the number of properties he owns and multiply that by, say, 10, and then I'll do stitches on that. Okay, that's Monopoly for the week, so I'll see you back on the regular video. Okay, let's shake for WIP of the week. Stitcher's saying. Alright, so Monopoly, I have Advent Calendar 16 because 2 people are still in jail. So you've seen that. The 2 projects that I didn't show you, Buzz landed on a card, and his project is out of the Cross Stitch Crazy magazine, and it is the Blackwork Kite. These are designed by Leslie Tier. And I know I do a shitty job of saying who designs stuff when it comes out of a magazine. I'm not sure why, but there it is. This is just 28 count white Lugana, and I have this. So that'll get 50 stitches. And the second Monopoly project is Medieval Sampler. The icons designed by Rona Nori, and I put them all in one pattern. I'm using Aloe from the Other Side by Fiberlicious. It's 32 count Lugana. And Batman landed on a card which told him to make repairs to his properties. So I took his properties, he only has 3, so I multiplied them by 50 to get 150 stitches, because I said I was going to multiply by 10, but that would have been 30 stitches, and that really wouldn't have done. My minimum for Monopoly is 50, so I multiplied it by 50 instead. So 3 times 50 is 150, so that's how many stitches will go into this. The last thing I have to show you is out of the world of cross stitching, and it's this. This is by Doreen Jones. I think that's still on her Etsy shop, so you can still get the pattern if you want it. I am using Dreaming Blossoms by Fiberlicious. It's 28 count Opal Lugana. And that's what I have so far. And I might use Siski's number wheel, or I might use my stitch count wheel. It depends on what I feel like. So WIP of the week is just kind of random. I put in however many stitches I can get, and then you go from there. So that is everything that I have today. So I thank you everybody for watching, liking, subscribing, and commenting, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.